chapter, and determined to destroy. No matter how well things are going, things are really turning into your favor, things are going well. But just remember, just as earlier in this few minutes in Esther's series where we saw Satan's M.O., he doesn't relent. I mean, he'll go for a season, but he's coming back. And so we want to talk about determined to destroy. Haman was a happy man as he left the banquet. But when he saw Mordecai sitting at the palace gate, not standing up or trembling nervously before him, Haman became furious. However, he restrained himself and went on home. Then Haman gathered together his friends and cherished his wife, and boasted to them about his great wealth and his many children. He bragged about the honors the king had given him and how he had been promoted over all the other nobles and officials. Then Haman added, and that's not all. Queen Esther invited only me and the king himself to the banquet she prepared for us. And she has invited me to dine with her and the king again tomorrow. Then he added, but this is all worth nothing as long as I see Mordecai the Jew just sitting there at the palace gate. So Haman's wife Zeresh and all his friends suggested, set up a sharpened pole that stands 70 feet high tall, and in the morning ask the king to impale Mordecai on it. When this is done, you can go on your merry way to the banquet with the king. This pleased Haman, and he ordered the pole set up. My, determined to destroy. You know, with all that has transpired, of course, Haman, he's not paying attention to the queen, and she's made this special request. He's so caught up in the fact that the queen's got him coming with the king. He doesn't realize the relationship between the king and Mordecai, of course, but he's just so caught up in self. He's just caught up in who he is. He's just caught up in being caught up. Is that where we are sometimes? Just caught up in being caught up? So there's just the lessons there. It's just Satan is about I will. There's one thing that, if you follow us on Twitter, we have these assessments that we do. And in the assessment, it calls for you to assess yourself. How often are you talking about I? And how often are you talking about Jesus? And, and I've had people respond and go, it's a check. It's a check. And, hey, if somebody is first and preeminent in your life, you spend more time talking about that person than you do about yourself. If they're first, if they're preeminent, if they're all in all, if they're all that, you love talking about that person. Okay? But that's not what you see. Even on my Facebook account, it's principally believers. All they're talking about is I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. I'm this, I'm doing that. Here's mine, here's me. It's all right to share. We know that. It's all right to share. But how could you go a whole week and in your timeline not have anything to say, 168 hours, about the Lord? That's issuematic, as I love to say. It's issuematic. You have to ask that question. And so here this person, he's just so filled with I. If that's not a representation of Satan, I don't know what is. Just determined. Just going to stay with it. Yes, the enemy will flee for a season, but he's coming back.